And hello, everyone. Welcome to LBF Podcast number 20. We're one away from being legal. With me tonight, our guest, Wubwave.
Hey.
Chris.
That's how I said hello.
What's up?
And we also have first time on the LBF Podcast, many other times on the YouTube channel, Wyatt.
Hello.
I like how you waved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They're not going to see a thing.
I don't care.
yeah. And I'm MrWartburg, your host for this evening's festivities, or whenever the fuck you're watching this. We're recording it at 8:45 at night, so...
It's because we're ballers.
Yeah, and we get to do it because this is Western Hemisphere only.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Suck it, Europeans.
Some say the best hemisphere.
Everyone says the best hemisphere.
At least people in the
yeah.
Western hemisphere say that.
No, even most people in the West are like, all right, America's pretty cool.
Yeah, everyone in the world thinks America's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I think we're the best in the world.
But I mean, we do have Canada bringing us down.
Oh,
Only
come
slightly,
on.
though. I mean, it is Canada.
I
Just
just
'cause
wanted
it's
to see
boring.
the
We
reaction
pulled
of
you
Wyatt
up.
there.
It isn't a huge negative.
Dude, Canada's just America's hat.
No, I was actually reading an article last night on crack.com about, like, the 6 most fucked, like, if the most world-changing war plans, if they had actually gone into effect. And 2 of them were America's plan to invade Canada and Canada's plan to invade America.
Wow.
I mean, they did, didn't they? Wasn't that the War of 1812?
No, that was Britain.
Well, that was
coming
Britain,
over.
but with Canada backing them up, right?
Yeah, no, this would have been like 1930s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Still, it was like, it's really interesting just like how close the world is always to the brink of war.
Yeah.
Usually because people are drunk and angry.
I would say
At
just
least-
mostly angry. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like to imagine our generals being like, "You fucking know what? Let's invade Canada today."
With a bottle
When
of
we
lager in
almost
their
used
hand.
46 nukes on China during the Korean War. Because MacArthur like went rogue and got permission from the Joint Chiefs to use nukes without the president's authorization.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had to fire him. I was like, yeah, MacArthur, you're gone. Yeah. That would have been really fucked up. Cause
Sounds
then,
like the plot to a Splinter Cell game.
yeah, I know, right?
Dude,
General's
they need to
gone
make another
rogue.
one of those, but with Michael Ironside.
Of course. Great.
Yes.
He's an awesome voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Ironside, he was in that guy. Is he from Starship Troopers? Is that the guy I'm trying to think of? Shaved head, older.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, yeah, I know. That.
He's the voice of Darkseid in the DC animated universe, and he
Okay.
was. What was he in Smallville? He was in Smallville. He's been in a lot of fucking stuff.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. Screw it. I'm changing my topic to later. I know what it's going to be now.
Just you know what? Just go
Wow,
with the topic
throwing
now.
a curveball at us.
Yeah, I was a pitcher, so
Okay.
yeah, I was a lefty. I pitched. I had a curveball. Actually, it was a 2-seamer that was so everyone thought it was a curveball. But anyway,
Go football. Woo!
really,
Can't catch any
That's the
more
only
in baseball.
sport that I
no baseball
really-
fans. God, that's depressing.
I like football and I like hockey.
Football,
I once
hockey,
kicked a
baseball,
ball during
golf.
recess.
That's as athletic as Wub gets.
Yeah, I once kicked a
Recess,
ball.
which was a fantastic cartoon.
Wait, what did you say?
Recess, the cartoon. You've
Oh,
never seen
Recess.
it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
was
just
gonna
didn't hear what
say-
he said.
Whoa,
Recess
would've
was a
been
good
like-
cartoon.
truly shocking.
So good.
Yes, it was. It's an awesome cartoon. All right. So, since the last week's podcast, or 2 weeks ago's podcast, a lot of shit's happened. Like, Master Chief Collection dropped. And
Yeah.
Assassin's Unity also went live. Both kind of fell on their faces.
Both
Hard,
immediately
yeah.
broke. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
In very different ways. Like, whereas in Master Chief it was mostly multiplayer related, and then in Assassin's Creed it's like, oh, your character, you're looking at your cutscene, yeah, his face is just gone. All that's left is his eyes.
Well,
And-
to be honest, it was more expected that Master Chief wouldn't work on the multiplayer side, just because everybody knew that it was going to be this huge game, and that games like that are always going to have an issue with servers at the beginning. Almost indefinitely, every game like that has been like that, but it's been too long. That's the only problem.
I'm curious to see if the update tonight fixed it, because I haven't
Yeah.
gotten on since it did.
I
It
haven't.
didn't go. It didn't go live until like 7 o'clock Central Time. So.
Right. Yeah, I got it, and the big one that I was looking at, like they said that they're gonna make 4 more achievements more attainable, and that's the goat rope, monopolized. You got to be kidding me, or something like that. It's the ones where you have to beat each of them in under 3 hours, and they said they're gonna make them more attainable, but I don't know what that means and how they're updating that. So I don't know if they're adding time or what, but
I
I'm
hope they
trying to
add
actually
time.
get those achievements.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try for a while because heroic's hard enough.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's.
try, but
I've watched the speed runs of the first 2 and the first half of Halo 3, and it's all about getting the specific tricks. So like I'm actually paused in the middle of a game on the level keys in Halo 1, and if I get this trick correct, I can finish this level in under 4 minutes.
wow.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so it's like, but it takes, I've been practicing this trick for at least 3 hours. So it takes a lot of dedication to get to this. So
Yeah, I'm on that level right now because assault in the control room can suck a fat fucking dick.
that is the easiest one to get in under, it's about 7 minutes. You
Yeah.
do one trick.
If I do that, I don't want to do that. I want to play it straight up because
But
I'm making
it-
a YouTube playthrough.
Oh, well, yeah, if you're doing the YouTube, but if you want to do the speed run, you just do one drop down and every enemy is gone from the entire map and you just drive through. It's
Well, fuck
so
that.
cool.
Well, that's not cool. That's cheap.
No, it's how you get the achievement.
I don't want that achievement at,
Well-
at first. I don't want that to be my first experience playing the game again.
Oh no, that wasn't my first experience.
See.
I beat Halo 1 and Halo 2 so far. I'm halfway through Halo 3. So I'm actually going back after I've completed them story-wise and getting them done. Don't worry,
Okay, good.
because I care about the story.
Yeah, it's
These are the-
Halo. You
These
should.
are the best.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, I put out that video of me dying over and over and over again on that bridge. Oh my god, fuck that
I
bridge.
saw that. That was
And then there's another one I made that's it's from the same mission. It's at the end, going back with the flood bridge.
oh
No, it's the bridge where you have to get to. It's like the
Namibia?
land bridge to get to those two. There's 2 banshees, and you got to cross that chasm. There, and I just kept
Yeah.
fucking dying because those banshees kept murdering me. And that was another 32 times of me dying.
ooh,
Jesus.
it's the worst.
Yeah, and I found it. I got that ding sound effect and that guitar song to play over just as I sped it up. And it was like, oh my god.
I back in the day I was doing a run of Gears of War Judgment on insane difficulty, trying to get 3 stars on every level. And I remember one time there was a declassified where you had to beat a level in under 5 minutes and 35 seconds, I think, or else you were gonna die. It took me 2 hours to do it and almost like 95 tries just to get that one part done.
Yeah.
It was the worst crap in the world. And it made for like the best video I've ever made because of how rage-induced I was.
Those are the best
Good
ones.
times.
Time missions in general are just bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Except
escort
for
missions,
the driving
like-
on the mall.
That's true, yeah. But like even like escort missions, like why do game developers still put those in? Like no one likes those.
They're horrible. Get them out.
Is there anyone who likes an escort mission or a time mission in the game besides
No.
the one that you mentioned?
I
No.
like the escort missions in Saints Row 3 and 4 just because they're like funny little escort missions.
No,
They're
there was an
funny,
exception.
They're funny,
Hey-
but there's a time when you're like,
Yeah.
let's just go. Like,
Right.
Halo's CE, the end run, that time on
Oh, yeah.
Legendary
We've
is
al- we've
fun,
already
even though it's frustrating as shit.
we've already established that. We said the end of the maw is an exception.
We did?
Uh,
When did we
yes.
say
Yeah.
this?
Right at the beginning of everything that we just talked about.
Oh, I
I
didn't
remember.
hear it. I'm not paying attention.
Good
I'm watching,
job,
attention, man.
podcast
I'm watching
host.
basketball. College basketball is back. Sadly, my Hawkeyes lost, but
Yay, football.
yeah, got locked out of the apartment, so I had to go sit in my car, eat my wings, and keep the car running for like an hour while I was
Buffalo
waiting for
Wild
somebody
Wings?
to come open the damn apartment. But yeah, I'd ordered wings, went to start the car to let it warm up because it's like 20 degrees, and then was gonna go back, start some laundry, and go get the wings. the door locked on me, and so I couldn't get. I didn't have my coat. Thank God I had my wallet on me, so I could go pay for the food. And I just went in and grabbed that while I listened to the game. Yeah, and the game sucked too. It was awful.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's the worst. Watching
but
a
now I'm
bad game.
podcasting, so yay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
my plan had been to watch the game, simultaneously watch Jen's stream, and then start the podcast right at 8, and then just nope, that didn't work
No, it
At all.
didn't.
because that's my life.
Good times.
So, anybody else got anything interesting before we get to topics like shit that's happened or things like that?
Shit that's happened. Yesterday, I mean, 2 people got in a shouting match in the middle of my college class.
Ooh,
That
explain.
sounds awesome.
I have no idea what
Did
they
you
were.
pop some popcorn?
I really wish I was actually on my laptop. I was in the back class. I'm like, oh, this is so good. Like, I wish I could take a picture of this. I have no idea what they were fighting about. Like, it was literally like we were about to do like a demonstration or something. There was just like talking, louder talking, yelling, cursing, and then it's like teacher's like, what the fuck? And then the class is like, what the fuck? And then yeah, it was just like, what in the world? People are crazy. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Just people are nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm like that. I'm insane, and I
In the
love it.
membrane?
I mean, you taught high school, Wartburg, is that right?
Oh yeah,
Do you ever get fights breaking out in the middle of class?
a couple times.
That's
Like specific, usually freshmen or sophomores.
You turn it into a wrestling
Yeah.
It's
match.
usually drama relationship related.
maybe those 2 were
Uh.
dating in my class or something. They seem like a nice couple, both those guys.
Possibility. That or if like the girls will bitch about each other just because that's what they want to do, and then the guys, it's usually about someone who actually did something to the other one, unless they're just being an asshole bully. But other than that, you can kind of tell that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I had
That was
the
my
quickest
week.
doctor's appointment ever today. In and out in 2 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, the
Let's
doctor
go in.
got
Hey,
called
you're
away,
healthy.
so
Good. Leave.
That's actually really nice.
oh yeah,
Was it like
really
a
nice.
routine checkup or something, or?
Well, kind of like because I had my fingers crushed, they were checking
Right,
to make sure
right.
my fingers were okay, how they're doing, and I'm all healed up now. So he just came in, looked at them, took a look around. 2 minutes later, he's like, "Okay, you're good to go."
Nice. Those are the best.
Yeah,
Except for when you get the bill.
my
You're
bill's
like,
free,
how much
so
does 2 minutes cost?
nothing
oh,
here.
nice.
It's Canada.
Oh, right, because you're Canadian. It's true.
See,
That
here
is
in
the great part
America,
about Canada.
when we get sick, we just don't go to the doctor and we eventually die.
Or when we do get a system similar to Canada's awesome healthcare system, we're like, fuck that guy. We don't like him.
Communism.
Yeah, when I get sick, I just don't.
Yeah. Like, there was a period like a couple months ago when I was just like sick for like 3 weeks, and people were like, "Why don't you go to the doctor?" I'm like, "No, it's fine. I'll just die of ammonia. Like, I don't really. That seems preferable to going to the American healthcare system."
Yeah.
So expensive.
And then statistically, it's like proven that the Obamacare has actually lowered costs of medical like things, like going to the doctor or getting a procedure. Even if insurance companies want to be assholes, that's not on the government. But like my hospital's being a fucking dick right now. They've yet to file correctly the claims from my 2 surgeries in July. So I got a bill a couple days ago for $173,000.
Holy.
So, and they claimed that they'd filed it with the insurance company, and I called the insurance company. They're like, "Yeah, we never got anything. We don't know what's going on. So have them call this number, and we'll get it squared away." But then since then, I have been unable to actually call them because I keep getting called into work or having impromptu college rager sessions down in my alma mater, and it's been a week since I got that letter, but. Let's not get too negative. Let's get into our topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's hoping you don't have
Okay.
a $173,000 bill.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like to not have to work until I'm 90. That'd be nice. All right, Chris. Topic.
Yeah,
Go.
so as I've been playing the Halo Master Chief Collection, I've started to really think about what Halo game is my favorite. So I was wondering what you guys think about that, but I'm gonna have different categories. So, what's your favorite Halo game for multiplayer? What's your favorite Halo game for story? And what's your favorite Halo game for all-around game in general, like gameplay, graphics, sound, music, whatever? So, what do you guys think?
You know, I talked about this on the TFT Talks Halo a few days ago, which will be out on YouTube soon. That's TFT Talks on youtube.com/something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway.
missed that, and I never got the email that you guys went live.
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck Twitch.
You know what? I'm not in charge of that. But anyway, the game that I think...
That's Twitch's failure.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
think the game that I really enjoyed the multiplayer, the single player of, and it might be a little strange, is Halo Reach. Because
For the single player.
For the single players, I never really played much of the multiplayer in that one. But for some reason, it just felt really cool, like having a team with you instead of being Master Chief who runs around kicking aliens in the dick by yourself. It was nice having a team. You actually felt really sad when that team started getting killed off.
Yeah, I agree. I really, really enjoyed Halo Reach's story. The single player was fantastic. The curveballs they throwed at you, the gameplay with the teammates was actually pretty fun. It was very different from what Halo had done, except for ODST at the time, and where they put you in that team. So I think that's one of the better stories in the series. But for me, I would have to say ODST might have been my favorite story.
Yeah, I really liked
just
ODST
as a
well.
singular game. I just thought it was done really well.
Yeah, I really liked ODST as well. It just had like sort of charm to it. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, that and it has like the voice cast of Firefly.
Exactly, that too.
Probably helps.
And Trisha
Yeah.
Helfer. We can't forget Trisha
Yeah.
Helfer.
But yeah, that was the one. ODST. I mean, had it been from its inception a full-fledged game, I think would have been much better. Like the story was just really fast.
Yeah.
Like too fast-paced for a Halo story. Like I loved the lore to it. Of, like when they stumbled upon the elites and the brutes that killed each other. Like that's awesome. That's really cool. But it just goes really, really fast. And then the character you play as is even less of a character than Master Chief. Like you're just the rookie.
Yeah.
True, but you are living through the experiences of others through that game, and that's why I see you going through. It's so fast.
Yeah.
You don't really get connected to one singular
Again, not a bad
character.
game, but it's just not like to me. Again, the story. Either I'm gonna have to go with Halo 4, just because of how they change up Master Chief's like character and actually make him a character instead of just being a soldier who kills things. Like with the death of Cortana and everything, and like how he's like
Spoilers.
just by moving like his
spoilers.
head to the right, you know, you like he's even more he's just humanized. And the sound design in Halo 4, holy shit, it is awesome. Like the weapons and everything, the voice acting, and the graphics are amazing.
Oh yeah.
It
I
also
can't wait to play it on the one.
It also added a lot of depth to the Covenant.
Oh yeah,
Because, I mean, before it was like the Covenant was the big, scary alien race, but now you sort of see them as they have different subgroups within them. Like, the ones you fight in Halo 4 are not the Covenant that you fought in Halo 3. And they're not even the Covenant, technically. I think they're like a Scion group of some sort.
yeah, they're like Jewel Mdama's followers. The
Yeah.
Diadec's hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's all explained in the books more.
Oh, yeah.
Books and terminals.
Yeah, and that's where, like, Reach would probably be my second favorite, and I like it better than even the book, like, Fall of Reach. I love Fall of Reach,
Oh,
but
it's
in
great,
terms
great,
of
great book.
continuity lines of how things make sense, I've always been a guy who's, like, the games come first, regardless of whatever else is out there, because of the games are what everyone plays. Not everyone reads the books.
Right.
Unfortunately. Everyone should read those books. They're good books.
Oh, yeah, that's an awesome
I
book.
agree.
And it really delves into the awesome backstory of the Spartan 2s, but in terms of the actual, like, what happened on Reach that specific day, the game does it better, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
And it more easily leads into what happens in Combat Evolved,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, in the books, I
And-
remember... It's been a while since I've read The Fall of Reach, but basically wasn't it like the ground combat was limited to certain locations? They just, like, glassed the rest of the planet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
That'd been kind of lame. Like, oh, here's this
Yeah.
2-mile area you can fight, and the rest is just barren desert.
Yeah.
I also
I
liked
like that
the end of the Halo Reach.
Yeah, like the lone wolf mission.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I liked how they kind of kept a little bit of what was in the book in there, and that keeping Dr. Halsey underground, and that's how in the book that she stayed alive during that entire glassing situation where they destroyed the planet, is that she was in a bunker underground with a bunch of other Spartans, or she was just underneath a mountain or something, but I think it was a bunker. But I like how they kept little things from the book that they actually could use in the game, so that didn't make me like it more or less. I think they just did a great job of making it its own thing and not trying to bring it from its own other material, like the books, like taking it exactly from the books.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And that
Yeah.
one, though, I'd have to say Prize got one of the weakest soundtracks.
Yes, I agree.
Except for maybe Halo Wars.
Ugh, don't even get
I
me
wouldn't
started
call
on
that canon.
The Spirit of Fire story
Yeah.
is awesome.
Right. I'm just
And
saying.
they even brought it back in the comics now. Like, they found the Spirit of Fire, but the crew's gone. Like, what the fuck happened?
Right. I never finished that one. I lent it to a friend, and then haven't.
Really good
gotten it
story.
back.
Forge is awesome. I would love to see him like being able to be alongside Master Chief, but sadly,
The only problem I had with Halo
Yeah.
Wars was just the mechanics. Like, the story was
Yeah.
great, the cinematics were great. Some of the mechanics for an RTS game are just the worst, especially
Yeah,
on a
they weren't
console.
They weren't very well done.
I remember you did not get autosaves on those levels.
yeah. What time would have that would have came out? What 2009?
Yeah, I think
What
so.
other console like Xbox specific ones did they have at that time?
Like
For
RTS game?
RTSs.
I think
Conquer?
Supreme Commando. Yeah,
Was that out yet?
Supreme Commando 1 and I think Command and Conquer 3.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was.
Rebel
I
Alert
think
was out.
yeah. I think Civ Revolution came out the same year.
Did End War? Was it End War? Endgame?
I
Or
think
was it
End
Tom
War was
Clancy
later.
one?
I think that was before. Yeah, I think that was before that. I think that was like a launch title or something. I remember it being very early. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just
And they were a really small developer when they got it because it was it was just repurposed with a Halo skins more or less.
Yeah.
After it was pretty much already done.
just
So that kind of explains a bit of it because Microsoft was like, we don't think this is gonna work. So
I think on the PC.
oh, your
one,
game's done. Slap Halo on it.
I think on the PC
Yeah.
version they did add quick saves and stuff like that. But I remember getting like to the end of a level in the console version of Halo Wars and then failing and then having to do the entire level again. I was just like,
Mhm.
no, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
That
mine
was-
freeze many times on levels.
That's such a
the
shame because
worst.
it had a lot of potential, and from everything I've heard, it's been I don't want to say mechanics wise it was good because the autosaves, but like gameplay wise, it was really good.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's
Yeah,
like a
definitely.
simpler.
Their net
strategy.
code sucked ass though. Oh my god. Multiplayer. Oh, that's me. I thought I cut you off.
See,
Dance
Giving
party.
me flack for having mine on.
I was gonna.
Someone's tweeting at me. Ah, it's Jen. Okay.
Jet?
I-
Like
I
Jet Set
think-
Radio Future or Jet from Avatar?
It's in Love Zelda.
Oh, Jen. I heard
Yeah.
Jet. Like plane. Pew.
Just make sure it got shut off.
They were
think
talking about
Reach
Jet Li,
is-
and I got really excited.
Reach is probably my favorite for multiplayer wise. That was the first one I played extensively.
Yeah, same here. I had a good 3,200 games in Reach.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of drunken nights playing Halo Reach.
That's a lot.
Well, I didn't get drunk because I can't drink, but my buddies would, and we'd
Yeah.
split screen. Invasion on Spire.
Yeah.
Played that so many fucking times.
Spire
So
was
grab
much
the
better
what was that? It wasn't the Hornet.
Falcon.
It was, the Falcon. Yeah, I loved that thing. It was awesome.
now. They need
Yeah,
more
it was
transport
amazing.
vehicles in Halo. Like that felt so lame.
I'm
what they
definitely
do.
a driver. I drive everybody around, and they get the kills. I'm okay with it.
I'm the guy who gets assists, and I don't really know if it's because people just steal my kills or I'm just always in the right place at the right time to help people out. But like I looked at my stats the other day against one guy, and he had like maybe 500 more kills than me, but I had like 200 more assists than him in a certain game. And it was like, I just don't understand why I just can't. I can never finish a kill, I guess. I just
Or
let
are you
other
the guy
people
who
do it.
charges in first and then everybody mops up?
Oh no, I like to pick people off from a distance.
Well, that's why. Unless you get a headshot, you're only taking like
That's
half
true.
the health down.
That's true.
I'm the guy
But-
that probably has
yeah,
$3,000 worth of team kills with mongooses. So many
Running
team
into your
kills.
own players.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so pumped for the Gun Goose in Halo 2. I haven't got there yet.
See, we debated
Oh.
the effectiveness of what a gun goose would do because it just sounded like a mongoose with SMGs on the side. Which,
No, it's pretty awesome.
yeah,
It's
Oh
wicked.
yeah.
okay. That's what I was
So much
concerned.
fun.
I was imagining just constantly mongoose driving around, firing their guns, hoping to kill something. Like at least with a ghost, you could aim, but I don't know how you would do that with a mongoose. But apparently, there's a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty nice the way that they do it. I think the mechanics make it work really well. So I enjoy the way they did it. And it feels a little weak after you've dropped their shields. It feels like dropping their shields is the easiest part, and then getting the kill afterwards is actually the hardest part with the Gun Goose, which is really weird for bullets in Halo, because bullets are supposed to do more to health than shields. But I mean, it still works fine. It's fun to use.
Maybe it's like the old Mass Effect 2 tactics. You have to use rapid fire weapons against shields, then slow firing weapons against health and armor.
Maybe. Yeah, but for me, I'd say that Halo 3 was my favorite multiplayer, just because, like you guys, that was my first jump into the series on a multiplayer standpoint. And I went back to playing Halo 2 after that, and I gotta say, Halo 2 is probably my least favorite Halo game out of all of them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I did not care for the story. I really, really hate the multiplayer. The art style, because it was rushed, I think lacked. With the update, I really love the updated graphics and stuff, but the old graphics were just horrible at the time.
Yeah, they did. It was so rushed. It was like, yeah, we're not done, but ended anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean they planned on having that demo level in the game that they had at that E3, but then they're
Yeah.
like, after that they had to scrap it, and like a year and a half worth of work was just down the drain, and they had like, I want to say it was like 18 more months to get out a fully shipped title.
Yeah.
And at that time, that's a lot of time for something that's supposed to be that polished.
Do you think maybe
Yeah.
it's because you went from 3 back to 2 that it might seem that? Because I remember going from Halo 1 to Halo 2 and having my mind blown. Then again, I was also like 12 years old, so.
Well, I mean, I did start at Halo 1, and I worked my way to Halo 2 and then to Halo 3. But even at the time that I got Halo 2, I did not like the graphics. I did not like the way that the game mechanics worked. My brother loved it because he's one of those guys who really, really loves dual wielding, like SMGs and stuff. So he loved that, but I don't. Dual wielding is weird to me. It just doesn't make any sense why you would do that, and I don't know. I like precision weapons a lot more,
I love dual wielding.
but I mean, dual wielding can be really, really effective, especially with like a plasma pistol and an SMG or something like that. But
No, it's all about needlers.
Yeah.
The only
Definitely.
thing. That's the only thing.
well,
Because it has lock on, so I can just be like, whatever.
well, so does a plasma pistol. So if you have a plasma pistol and something else, then you got a lock
Yeah,
on. And you
but
got
the
the
needler
bullets.
explodes in a pretty way.
But people can just hide behind a wall. Get away from
Whatever.
that.
It's a legitimate.
Yeah, but they can hide behind a
strategy.
wall for a plasma pistol.
That's why I just say, don't do any of that.
Fuck
And
it,
use
get the battle
grenades.
rifle out.
Grenades bounce. They can get behind walls. That's
That yeah.
yeah.
That's why that was one of my favorite weapons in Reach was the grenade launcher. I loved that weapon.
Oh,
The
Was
brute
it
When you
shot?
could like
Something.
pull it and hold the trigger, and then when you let the trigger go, it explode.
Oh, I did like that.
That was
yeah.
definitely
I got
interesting.
so many fucking kills with that thing. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like what was that? That mission where the Forerunner base is built into the side of the cliff, and you're fighting. It's a great infection map, but there's that one where you could get. That's the first time I've ever experienced a grenade launcher and how awesome it was. Was just shooting it across the map and knowing, oh, it's gonna hit that wall and bounce down that hallway, and then exploding it and getting like triple kills right off the spawn was awesome. I loved that weapon.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun weapon to use, but in my opinion, I did not enjoy. I enjoyed for maybe the first 3 months Halo Reach's multiplayer, but it wasn't my kind of multiplayer. I went back to Halo 3 after that.
See, and what I liked most specifically about Reaches was that it was just the most stable. Like, playing Griffball, never had any lag issues, never had any, like dropouts of people who were just like, oh, it's really, as consistently as you see a lot in, like, Halo 4, people are just gone.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
The slightest problem with their internet and they're kicked out or anything like that.
I think a big reason that I didn't care for Reach was because Reach was a big game for Griffball and what was it, Invasion? Is that what it was called?
Oh, yeah, Invasion was awesome.
Invasion, and those were not the games that I cared for. I liked, when I was on Halo 3, I played the MLG playlists. I played Lone Wolves. I tried to get my rank up to like General. I think I got to like level 42 or something out of 50 in Lone Wolves. But I liked more of the run and gun shooting, pretty much just team deathmatch or capture the flag or something like that. And anything else I just kind of threw by the wayside. So I think they're fun to do in groups of people that you know, but I don't like it in a matchmaking sense.
Yeah, there's a lot more objective game types it felt like in Halo Reach. And it felt a lot more vehicle heavy, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, the Revenant was a really cool addition.
Yeah,
I love the Revenant.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe we could go to the next topic.
Yeah,
since
I think
that
we're
was
pretty
so
much
long.
exhausted on Halo, but it was a good topic.
There's 100,000 years of Halo lore we could still touch on.
Oh yeah, man, we could
Yeah.
talk about like 343 and all that stuff, but we won't
Yeah.
because we're moving on to our guest's topic.
I like the most boring topic. Mine's about books.
Halo books?
That's why I'm going to you off of Halo.
You know what? We can talk
Make
about
you
Halo
look,
books.
Make you look like shit.
Yeah, well, the reason I was thinking about it is because recently I had a Twitter conversation about Jurassic Park, and I just listened to the audiobook, and I was wondering, have you guys ever read a specific book that you loved and then watched the movie of it and just been like, what? Like, what? Like, they got it
Yes.
completely wrong.
Yes.
What is
Honestly,
Aragon.
Aragon?
Yeah,
Oh.
Sahara with Matt McConaughey.
I've read neither of those books and seen neither of those movies.
The Clive Cussler books are fucking fantastic. And they cut out one of the absolute coolest parts of that book is they find the submarine from the Civil War, right? Or the Monitor or whatever it was that sailed across into Africa. In the book, they had kidnapped Lincoln and sailed him across the ocean.
Why?
Just
Wow.
to keep him hostage for the end of the war. And they're just gone.
That sounds much cooler.
Exactly, right? Would have been so much more badass. And there's also there's a really awesome scene in the book where like they get captured and they have to break out and like run across the desert. And they use about half of it with the wind sail and everything at the end, but they don't use the setup to it. It's like how he breaks out was one of the coolest action scenes I've ever read in a book. And the fact that that movie didn't do so well killed the chance for it to become any other movies. And there's some great fucking books in that series.
Yeah.
Like, Inca Gold is one of my favorite books of all time.
Are those like historical fiction? Do they take place in
Yeah,
Lincoln
they're historical
days, or-
fiction. He is a historical researcher who, like, kind of stumbled into fiction writing. He started in the 80s, like 85, I think was the first book in the series. And, like, the character is called Dirk Pitt. You should look up his books because that series of books it's just all kinds of awesome. There's one character through, like, 25 years of books. And he collects classic cars. And he's got like a hangar in DC with a bunch of cars, and they're all spotlighted in a book. Each book gets their own really cool car, and it's awesome. Yeah, and the guy, the writer, he's discovered like 3 like early U.S. submarines, like by searching for their wrecks and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard
Wow.
about that, where they like sink off the coast of like Virginia and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's found a couple of them.
That's really interesting. So Aragon, you said, was pretty not faithful to the
that
source material.
movie- No, it's absolutely terrible. There's too many problems with that movie. So many problems.
Do we have some lag issues?
Uh,
I think we have some lag issues. Wyatt, turn your video off. Did you hear me?
Yes, I hear you guys.
There we go. Okay. Now you're not sounding as robotic. At least
Okay.
unless anybody else have that problem.
No.
Oh, I did. I heard
Okay.
it. So
Shouldn't be bad in your Audacity. But...
So what specifically did they do wrong? Was it just like the characters were different, the history of the story was different, or?
Well, towards the end, it got so vague about everything. They literally cannot go towards the next book in the series, and they just left out a lot of key points that are very important in Eldest that they can no longer go to.
Huh.
And a lot of character designs are really, really bad. Like, there are these things called Urgles, which are like giant, 8-foot tall, like Minotaur type things, but in the movie they're just people.
Oh, that's lame. They're just like.
Yeah, the whole budget of the movie went into the dragon, and even the dragon doesn't look that good.
It's like being in Lord of the Rings and the orcs are just like dudes that are slightly green.
Yeah.
it's just Zoe Saldana painted green and just slapped on the screen like
Yeah.
6,000 times, fighting and screaming.
That sounds excellent, actually. Like
Yeah, that would actually be quite awesome.
the remastered version of Return of the King. Final Battle is just a bunch of Zoe Saldanas. But I know for Jurassic Park, and I read before that I read Starship Troopers, which is also made into a movie and terribly made into a movie. But Jurassic Park,
But still is its own quality.
I saw it. Same with Jurassic Park. I mean, I'm not going to say Jurassic Park the movie is bad, but going back to the source material book, you're like, wow, they like Jeff Goldblum's character in the book dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But then again, it's Jeff Goldblum, so is he really gonna die?
Jeff
No.
Goldblum never dies. Like
Yeah, he transcends death.
he's like the opposite of Sean Bean. He's the he's like the nigga Sean Bean.
For every Sean Bean death, there's a Jeff Goldblum life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just interesting. Like, and at the end, like the island gets napalmed in the book, and for some reason in the movie they're like, "Oh, this island's full of dinosaurs." Ah, fuck it, we'll just leave it though.
Yeah, they can't swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course not. Those animals that evolved millions of years ago don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Michael Crichton has had a lot of books get adapted. Like Timeline was another one of his that the book is awesome. The movie falls victim to the bad side of Paul Walker. Like, because he's in that movie with Gerard Butler. It's one of his first movies. He's awesome. Paul Walker just sucks ass in that movie. Really brings it down. Just overacting to a T in a bad way. Like, there's overacting in good ways. Like Patrick Stewart in First Contact with Star Trek. Nobody's seen
which
that?
one is that? It sounds very familiar. Is that the
The
one?
one with the Borg.
Is that the one they go back in time to post World
Yeah,
War?
they go back
Okay.
in time to stop the Borg, and he's like quoting like what's that? Moby Dick and a bunch of other things, just overacting, and it's awesome. Timeline is not that way.
Oh,
It's really bad.
yeah. Instead of being Patrick Stewart overacting, it's what's his face? William Shatner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which then, I mean, even then, William Shatner overacting is like, it's
Good.
like watching an awesome train wreck every time.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Where like Paul Walker overacting, you just want to facepalm and shake your head.
That really can kill a movie is the acting.
Oh yeah. It can be like, no matter how great the story is, if your actors suck, the story's not going to get told the way you wrote it.
I mean, look at Birdemic. Had a lot of potential except for the actors.
Oh yeah, that had a ton of potential.
Are you kidding? That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
I just recently
The story.
saw the
the
JonTron
makings of a
video of
modern
it.
cinema classic.
I recently just saw the JonTron video where he reviewed it, and that was
So did I.
Yeah, I haven't
So
even
good.
seen the movie, but yeah, that is something. That makes like Deep Blue Sea look like a masterpiece. You guys know
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea,
Yeah.
right? Genetically modified
Yeah.
sharks. One tries to
Yeah.
kill LL Cool J in the oven. That's how sharks work.
Dude, sharks are smart. They can
Hey.
do that.
They are nature's predator, motherfucker. You don't fuck with them. They will hunt you down on land and try to cook you.
Yeah, that's how they work. See, they got so smart they want to cook their food first.
Yeah.
And then they'll make a tornado of themselves and fly to New York City.
I don't think that's how Sharknado worked, but yeah.
I know. I'm just saying.
That would have been a much cooler
fucking
concept.
tornado of sharks in New York City. Like, really? Come on. Even for bad movies, that's bad.
It's Day After Tomorrow, Part 2.
And The Day After Tomorrow, honestly, upon rewatching, isn't as bad as I first thought.
I mean, it's dumb, but it's like,
Yeah, like, but everything happens more or less within that specific universe, as you'd kind of expect it to, you know?
Yeah, I suppose.
More or less. Like, there's no big, huge, like, all right, that's just fucking impossible, or that character made, like, the worst decision ever.
Well, except for, like, the sea levels in New York rising 30 feet in an hour.
But that's not the actors or anything.
It,
Science aside, the movie was...
the ocean acted
pretty
badly in that movie, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, the ocean wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It'd be a slow, gradual climb.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, Jake Gyllenhaal... I can't remember any bad acting. I just remember a bad movie. Like, I'm pretty sure Jake Gyllenhaal was pretty solid in that for what he had to do.
Yeah. And Dennis Quaid was awesome.
Yeah.
He was Dennis Quaid.
When is Dennis Quaid not awesome?
That's a good question. That doesn't have an answer.
Was he in that movie, what was it, Enemy Mine, way back in the day? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Not familiar with the movie.
All right, never
No.
mind. Don't worry about it. There's an interesting movie
All right.
about a guy and an alien crash landing on a planet, and they were like mortal enemies, and they learned to like be friends. It was nice.
Okay.
Oh, touching.
I know he was awesome in, what were we quoting last week? Was that Dragonheart? Yeah, it was Dragonheart.
Yeah, I think
Lucas
so.
was going off about dragons and shit.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
The Welsh and the dragons.
Yeah, I know, right? They got nothing else to talk about but fucking sheep and dragons.
Well, they ride the dragons to the sheep. Like that's how they herd
yeah,
their
to go
sheep.
fuck the sheep. Yeah.
Instead of sheep jogs, they have sheep dragons.
Yeah. All right. Next topic. Wyatt. You there?
Uh-oh.
Is he gone?
No, Wyatt.
Did he leave?
So Starship Troopers. No.
Uh-oh. I have a problem with the call. What is going on?
No, Wyatt.
No, Skype. No.
I'm here.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh, phew.
Sorry. Skype had a seizure.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay. What is your topic? Go before you drop out.
What are your guys' thoughts on games releasing and then having a patch like a day later?
That's
Stupid.
pretty lame. Yeah.
I like the good old days when a game shipped and it was either good or it was broken.
Yeah.
It made for...
Really? You liked having broken games without a way to fix them?
No,
Really?
Yes.
I don't like broken games.
What do you think about, though? A game is done usually a good 2 or 3 months before release. Like, that's when it's packaged and shipped. It's like, hey, it's gone gold. This is its release date. Start pre-ordering it now. It doesn't just, like, get done the day before release.
True.
And in that time period is when, like, those big bugs are like, oh, wait, that's a problem. We should probably fix that before on patch day, on launch day. So here's your day 0 update.
True. I'm not
And
saying
most
they're
people-
bad, but
Most do it
they're
right.
annoying.
We only hear about the bad ones. Like that's what sticks with us. You know? Like
True.
other like day 0 patches, like I'm trying to think of some other ones like that didn't have major problems. Like
You can't think of them because you can't remember any of them.
exactly, we don't remember them. Like almost every game we get usually has a patch within a week or two, if not on day 0 of launch day. You know?
But usually those patches actually fix the problem. Not the case
Yeah,
with Unity.
and then it's a problem,
Yeah.
and then it's a problem you never see.
Yeah.
You know, because it's fixed. So,
Right.
And again, like, I have to say, I mean, Halo's launch has been not the best, but for the ambitiousness of what they tried to do, it could have been a shitload worse.
Oh, that's very true. I agree with that.
But that's not an excuse for, like, the multiplayer failure, but trying to tie in 4 games architecturally with all different physics engines and graphics engines all into one unified structure, that's insane. Like, that would have been impossible at any other time in our history in gaming.
Oh,
That's
for
true.
sure.
You know?
That's true.
And who knows? Maybe when they bring out the Gears of War, like, collection, it won't have those problems because Master Chief will have taken the brunt of the failure.
Wait, are they
Which
doing
is
a
sad.
Gears of War collection?
They
I've
better.
heard some rumors.
If they don't, then I'm going to go ahead and slap Microsoft across the face.
And yeah, it'd be an easy way to make money and build hype for what is gonna be eventually Gears of War 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
definitely.
I
There is some
guarantee
really
you that
ripe-
Judgment won't be in the bundle.
Yeah, there's some good storytelling potential for Gears of War. Like, what happens after? Like, the world is fucked at this point. Like,
Yeah.
there's no governments. What happens?
Have you guys read the books for Gears of War at all?
I
No.
have not. I've always
The
wanted
books
to.
are so good. I think that because they always do it where I think the first book happened between the first and second game. The second book happened between the second and third game. And then like the third and fourth book happened like right after the third game. And then one of the books, I can't remember which one, actually was a prequel to the first game. So they did a lot of going around what was in the game universe, but they never made it so that whatever happened in the game universe would contradict what they did in the book universe. So they really did. I think it was Karen Travis wrote all of the books, and she's fantastic at writing game novels. I think she did.
She wrote a bunch of the Halo ones.
Yeah, she wrote like I think 2 or 3 Halos. She wrote Mass Effect, I believe, Gears of War. She might have wrote some Tom Clancy as well. I can't remember, but she's a fantastic writer for game books. So I'd say check her out at least.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as patches go, I'm like, mostly it's a symptom of the fact that nobody takes their time. Like, games used to not take a year and a half. Like,
Right.
used to be a longer development cycle. Like, Nintendo's been working on their new Majora's Mask remake for 5 years already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Nintendo does so well. They're never like,
They're
all
like,
right,
hey,
this is when this is going to come out. They're like, okay, this is done. Here's when it's going to come out.
And if they do give a year, they're like, we're just saying the year. We're not going to say when of the year.
Right.
It's going to be holidays. It's 2015, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be good when it comes out. We don't care.
I feel
And
like
it works. People
yeah, I
always
feel like
come back and buy their shit.
they're the best at releasing their games beautifully. I've never heard anything bad about a Nintendo game being released and being broken like so quickly.
And that also might stem from the fact that nobody really competes with Nintendo.
That's
like
true.
they're kind of their own thing. They don't have
Yeah.
to worry about beating anybody else to the punch. Because their first party stuff is all in-house and nobody can compete with them.
Right.
Nobody makes a Mario Kart competitor anymore. Nobody really makes a Smash Brothers contender anymore. And that's where or a Zelda type game with that kind of like look to it. So
Right.
they get to take their time and say, whatever the market does, we don't care. We're doing our
And they
own
also
thing.
own the platform. Like, what are they going to do? Have competition
Yeah.
on their own platform?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas the third-party developers kind of dictate how fast things have to go for every other developer in the market on the other two consoles, which
Yeah.
can be a bit big of a problem. I'm really pleased that they pushed Arkham Knight back as long as they did. They pushed it back to almost a full year.
I am
Like, it's-
too.
I'm like, good. It's good. I want to have a finished game that's done.
Yeah. That's the
And I
same
trust
thing I'm thinking
Rocksteady.
about for Order 1886 because that game looks fantastic for the PS4.
Yeah.
And
Make it right.
I'm glad that I want a great game right away. And when companies do that, I know they're doing it for a reason. And I don't understand the people who get mad at game companies for doing that. I mean, I can understand how they're mad that their game's not coming out, but come on, they're making a better game for you right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's plenty more stuff always coming out. So
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on like early access games that sort of always updating,
that's
Like
I
Minecraft.
don't know. I mean,
like Minecraft or Space
Again-
Engineers or The Forest or
usually a completely different type of genre, like way smaller
yeah,
developers. And as long as it isn't like taking advantage of the consumer, like microtransactions up the ass and
Yeah.
then deleting everything when it gets its public release, I'm okay with it. I mean, if people want to pay for access to something that they know is an alpha or an early beta, so be it.
That's true. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And
totally
when
fine with all
Microsoft
that
was in
stuff.
early access, it was done. They were just always adding things later.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, half the world isn't going to render because we haven't built that part yet. But it was done. It just didn't have all the cool features yet. So, but yeah. As long as they don't want to be dicks about it. I'm alright with it.
Yeah, it can work really well.
Yeah.
Space engineers. Just saying.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, and then we're almost close to an hour at this point. We're like at 50 minutes.
Dang.
So I'm going to do my topic. And it stems from an earlier conversation in this very podcast. Favorite voice actors.
Ooh.
Now
Yeah.
that's
Steve Blum.
over.
He's in my
He's
top
in-
5.
My top 5 simply because he's in everything. So
Exactly. He's been in Dragon Age. He's been Wolverine. He's been a shitload of other things I can't even talk.
he's
mention
most of
off
the
top my
cast in
head.
Dawn of War 2. Like, seriously, that should be called Steve Blum the game.
Yeah. My number one would have to be Kevin Conroy for Batman,
Okay, yeah.
and then Mark Hamill for the Joker, just because nobody can beat them; they can only emulate them.
I mean that's kind of like a. Here, who's your top favorite voice actors aside from those two because they're
They're
number
the
1
best.
and 2 on your list?
And then Michael Ironside is Darkseid, like
Right.
the perfect voice for like just an arrogant, evil bastard who's a god. You know, awesome casting. And most of my stuff is like superhero
Is
related.
Tara Strong on there?
But some, oh yeah, her Harley Quinn was amazing. It's amazing. Let's see what other voice actors. In recent stuff, like not to get away from the animated, Jennifer Hale.
Oh, yeah.
What
is
who was
awesome.
she?
She was Sarah Palmer. She's been.
Oh
she
yeah,
was-
she's fantastic.
She was Carol Ferris in the Green Lantern.
She was Femme
animated
Shepherd, correct?
series.
Have you ever
Yeah,
played
she was.
Bulletstorm? Yeah,
Yes, I have.
she had a
was in
really
that as
good
well.
pout in that.
Wasn't
That was
Steve
absolutely
Blum,
Steve
too?
Blum, yeah. It was Steve Blum, and
Yeah, and
Yeah.
He, like again, like he made that character so much better because of his voice acting. That was awesome. And Steve Blum is up there, you know.
who's
he's in
watched
that
Go
top
and
five,
Log
and
in the English dub?
I don't know.
Me.
Not I.
Did you know Steve Blum, who voiced Wolverine, also voiced what's his name? Is it Levon? The effeminate guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
he did.
yeah, that's Steve Blum.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
If anyone needs to know what we're talking about, Google search Levon and Google search Steve Blum other stuff, because they are completely different
Yeah.
from each other.
Definitely. I couldn't even
That'll
put
go in
that
the link
together.
dump for sure. All right.
I would say Liam
guys,
O'Brien is a
anybody-
good one. He's in a lot of anime and video games. You would probably recognize his voice if you might not recognize the characters that he's been. And I would say Crispin Freeman, who was like the voice of Alucard in the English dub of Hellsing, and Sundowner and Metal Gear Rising, and a bunch of other stuff. He has a really nice just voice. Like he's like a Steve Blum, where he can just talk the way he normally talks, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah. I like Nathan Fillion like that too. His Green Lantern is awesome.
Yeah.
I think
That's because it's Nathan Fillion.
I think Mike Irwin would have to be my favorite voice actor. He did the voice of Jack in the main Jack and Daxter games.
Oh yeah.
He played a really solid, like, angry fucking asshole. And it just works.
Here's my question: are we sticking to just video games, or is it just in general?
No, anything.
Okay. Because my favorite would probably be Alan Tudyk.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I think he's fantastic in all the things that he's done animated wise. Like the first time I saw iRobot, I freaking loved him.
He was
as
Sonny?
both mocap and
Dude,
yes,
yeah,
he
like,
was.
I think was it you Wartburg that told me Alan Tudyk was also King Candy and Wreck-It Ralph? And
He's
I was
King
like,
Candy.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
King
King
Candy. He was someone, and he was the merchant in Frozen. He's in Big Hero 6.
He voices Green Arrow in Injustice
Oh, really?
Gods Among Us.
That's
Mm-hmm.
damn.
and a bunch of the DC. He's usually Green Arrow in a lot of things.
Yeah, I think he's very good. Like he has such a diverse voice for the cartoon style that I think it's fantastic.
And he
But then-
basically plays a cartoon in Transformers 3.
Oh yeah, pretty much. In Transformers 3 he plays a cartoon, in
Who
Dodgeball
was
he plays
he-
a cartoon.
Who was he
Keith the
in
Pirate.
Transformers 3?
Uh,
He was the German assistant to Frank Turturro's character.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes. He was
Transformers
the.
3.
I thought he was a voice, but yeah, I remember he was the assistant guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so cartoony, but also probably the
Yeah,
best.
he is a
character in the
great
movie.
character
Yeah,
actor. Have you
agreed.
seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Oh my god, I love
Yeah,
that
such
movie.
a
It's
good
fi-
movie.
It's 5
Oh,
out of
so
5
good.
every time I watch it.
Have you guys
So-
seen
so
Knight's
good.
Tale?
Knight's Tale.
Heath Ledger,
Yeah,
Alan
Knight's
Tudyk.
Tale.
Oh yeah.
Knight's
Wait.
Tale, so freaking good. I love him in that as well. But back to voice actor. I mean, I can't believe he hasn't been said yet. But Keith David,
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, he's one that's just like
he's
All
another one of those. But
he's on the Mount Rushmore of voice acting.
oh yeah,
The best character.
And I really
played.
loved. I love how he played
I was just about to
himself
say that. And
in Saints Row 4. It was so
Yeah.
freaking funny how he did
Vice
that.
President Keith David was his best part.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't know. Gargoyles
The
Goliath.
Arbiter.
I mean, come on.
that's also a good one.
Arbiter.
Yeah.
There
That
was
was
another-
I was 4 when I first started watching Gargoyles, and his voice was like, "All right, I'm in. I don't care about the story. I'm in."
We need a
That was such
remake
a
of
great
Reading
show.
Rainbow with Keith David.
Oh my god, dude! Now I want to hear him read "Go the Fuck to Sleep."
I was gonna say that.
Also,
Oh my gosh, that would be
I
so
can't
good.
remember the name of the actor, unfortunately. He does like all the Navy commercials.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
I
in
know
the
who you're
unit,
talking about.
and Dennis Haysbert.
Oh, Dennis
yes.
Haysbert.
Yeah, that. Mhm.
I
Keith
thought he did
David
the
does the
Marines.
Navy ones though. No, Dennis
Oh,
Haysbert's the
okay.
Marines. And then Gary Sinise is Army.
Yeah, right. And then
But yeah,
no
Dennis
one does the Air
Haysbert,
Force.
dude. Fuck you, Jubuntu. I do it myself. Major League. Love that movie. But yeah, Dennis Haysbert, the All-State.
Yes. I think the fact that voice actors
Awesome,
have
awesome.
such a big range, like discovering the certain characters way down the line, you're just like, wow. Like I think that's what makes them so cool.
And then and then I'd have to say, I'd have to put Steve Downes, Master Chief, on there. I can't imagine anybody else doing
Did you
that
ever hear-
voice now. He barely talks, but when he talks, you're like, I believe that dude is Master Chief.
I agree.
He could kill me.
but I wouldn't put him as a top voice actor.
No,
because
for
that's
just
the only
for
thing
the
he's
role.
done. Yeah.
Well, he hasn't done just that. It's just
Well-
like that's the only thing he's had to do because
Right.
he makes quite a lot of money as the guy who does
Did you ever
the voice
hear
for Master Chief.
I saw an interview with him, and he was telling a story about when Halo first came out. That he was like an old. I think he said his grandchildren were like playing this video game in the living room, and they're like, "Oh, cool, whatever." And he comes out and he goes, "What are you playing?" He goes, "We're playing Halo." And he goes, "Halo? I think I did a voice for that." And they go, "Really? Who?" And he goes, "I think I'm like the main guy. You know, the main guy in the armor." And they're like, "Holy shit! Our grandfather's Master Chief."
Yeah. Yeah, he always
Yeah.
does really good interviews, but yeah, and of course it is such an iconic voice in video games, the voice of Master Chief.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he never even met the girl, or Jen Taylor Cortana. They'd never met until Halo 4.
Oh yeah, and
Really?
she's oh my goodness, her voice
Also-
acting is phenomenal.
I love that they got her to do stuff for Ruby.
Oh, yeah.
my
Also,
God,
Trisha
that is
Helfer. We never
awesome.
mentioned Trisha Helfer.
Oh yeah, she's got a great voice too.
Playing every sci-fi female protagonist except for the ones that, Jennifer Hale plays.
For Jennifer Hale.
Does
or
Tara
Tara
Strong
Strong,
play any of those like sci-fi protagonists?
She has a couple. Trying to
Claudia
think.
Black,
Claudia
yeah.
Black is another
From
one.
Well, I was gonna say Stargate, but
Yeah.
also from Farscape and
And
Dragon
she
Age.
did
Yes,
Dragon Age.
Morgana or Morgan.
She was in Morrigan.
Was it Morgana or Morgan?
Or
There's something with
Morgana.
an M. It was like
I can't remember. I think it was
I
Morrigan.
think it's Morgan.
And then Kate Mulgrew, Star Trek, and then she also did. She was Flemeth. She has a
Yeah.
really creepy, like old
Raspy.
voice. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Yeah, but
Also the guy who did
I think we're
Nathan
almost at
Drake.
an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nolan
Nolan
North.
North.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Nolan
Oh, yeah.
North and Troy Baker are like the two newest guys. Are like they do fucking.
Have you ever
everything
played
and
Wolf
they're
with
awesome.
Cybertron?
Yeah.
It was just Nolan
Yes.
North and
No.
Steve Blum. Like if you had them sitting in a room
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
with Transformers toys, that's what I imagined that would be like.
Oh god, that'd be amazing.
I wish that was how
So
the
we
recording
need
went
to have
down.
somebody animate that. We need to have Steve Blum with the Wolverine mutton chops, and then Nolan North doing something. Maybe in
Nathan
like
Drake
a Superman
here.
shirt because he
Or
does
just being
the new
Nathan
Superman
Drake. He looks a
voice.
lot like Nathan Drake.
Yeah, they do. I'm partial to Joe Flanagan as Nathan Drake if they ever made a movie from Atlantis, Stargate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead, Joe Flanagan. He'd be
I was
awesome
surprised
Nathan
to
Drake.
find out that the guy who played Ronan was Khal Drogo.
Yeah,
He was
right?
already
He got
big.
fucking huge. I know, and he got massive,
Like
rock
barbarian
massive.
massive. Like he looks like he could punch like a saber-toothed tiger out. Oh, he
Well,
was
he was
Conan
Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
in that
I don't think
really
I've seen
shitty remake. Yeah, not good. It was like, really, you make that and Total Recall remakes? You're a moron. Anyway, I think that's our hour. I'm gonna go watch Hunger Games, 10 o'clock tonight, 15 minutes for the premiere. I'm excited.
Wait, what? Oh, the new
Mockingjay,
Hunger Games?
Part 1 is tonight and 15 minutes in my hometown.
I'm going to play a little bit
I
fun.
can go to it for $4.
Have fun.
I will.
I never enjoyed those movies. But
Oh,
everybody can hate me.
I've enjoyed them.
See, I only saw the second one, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck
And
is going
since-
on.
That's like again, you don't watch Empire Strikes Back and go, oh,
Yeah,
this is
true.
Star Wars. I hate it. You gotta watch the first one. You know. Because anymore today, Return of the Jedi would have been 2 parts. Like they'd ended it right with like the oh my god, Luke finds out Leia's his sister. Boom, that's end of part 1, and then they would have kept going after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do that.
But that's why it was made in the 80s, so they
Yeah.
gave no fucks.
Not
Like
much
money,
fun.
fuck that shit. Let's just do
Yeah.
things.
Still got him a bunch of
Didn't
money.
wasn't the deal was
Exactly.
like Lucas
Yeah.
said that Fox would have like all the movie rights, but he kept the merchandise rights and just made like millions of dollars after that.
Yeah, because like he still had all the rights up until Disney bought it. He had all the rights
Yeah.
to the New Hope. He had 100% directorial and rights control.
I thought the New Hope
because
was
nobody
owned
believed
by
it would work.
Fox. Am I wrong?
They bought him out like in the 90s for like the
Okay.
merch, like to distribute it, but he still owned like he got a shitload of royalties more than any other director has for their project because he owned the creators' rights. He never sold them.
Wow.
Yeah, because they didn't believe it would work. They're like, we don't want this script; it's a piece of shit. So he kept it,
Cheeky bastard.
and it became one of the most successful movies of all time.
And those people have the reddest faces from face palming themselves so many times.
Exactly, and that's why no director who's written a movie ever gets to keep his script as his own thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, that's our hour.
Yep.
Tune in next time where everyone's going to be drunk because it's probably going to be it's going to be podcast number 21, of course, and probably the 1 year
Do you
anniversary
stream
of
LBF
LBF
Podcasts?
podcasts.
I was gonna
We do
plug
not.
that I'm gonna be streaming
We're
tomorrow, but that
thinking
would make
about
any
it.
sense if I.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do
Feel
your plug
free.
real quick
I'm from
before
the
we sign
TFT
off.
Podcast. Feel free to look it up on YouTube, the Forum Thread Podcast. I think if you like Google search it, as the Forum Thread P, it will come up with podcast immediately, which is awesome. So yeah, look up the Forum Thread Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TFT Plays on YouTube, so on and such forth. There you go. Wartburg's in a couple of them, and I think I'm gonna be recording a podcast on Saturday with Wandy from LBF with anime.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's what
Oh,
I was going
yeah.
to talk about. We're starting a new kind of one-off thing, kind of like TFT Talks. We're doing LBF Spot On. That's our little one-off podcast. We're starting with anime this weekend. Probably going to talk like maybe sports if anybody wants to talk with me about sports.
Oh, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll talk with
You got
sports.
me.
You know,
Well, I'll
and we'll
talk football and hockey.
Yeah, and we'll probably talk, like I'll do a comics one, things like that. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully people listen to it as they have the LBF podcast. You can check us out. I'm going to annotate this video, or maybe I'll have Chris do it, or Cam do it, because he handles that kind of thing.
Right.
And check the links below for our... We're going to be getting a Twitter. The website, we bought the URL. Hopefully it'll be done soon. Like, by the new year, hopefully. Yeah, so I can
Yeah,
teach
good
him
luck with
to
that.
get it done first.
From everything I've heard,
But-
it's a pain in the ass to make a website.
Oh, I'm just going to do it.
Do like an
I have
Angel
a
Fire
Squarespace
page.
one. Have it done. I don't care.
Yeah, Squarespace is really nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, we're gonna do 2 things: videos and a comment, and we're done. That's all we need.
Yeah.
We'll work on the rest. We'll work on the rest later. And then check us out on Rooster Teeth itself. You can check out the OG thread, which is now number 1
Do you
on
even go to
Rooster
the
Teeth.
thread anymore, Wardburg?
Woo! Every now and then, usually about once a week, I'll post something. It's just like when I'm
I have
off
to give
work,
my message to them
I
quickly.
don't want to read
You
like
don't
15
read all the
pages of
posts. You
posts.
skip to the last one, of course. But
I don't do it anyways. Yeah.
You know what I
skip
mean?
the
Like
last.
I don't keep up on LBF too much anymore. I still post, from time to time. Depends on what I
Wait,
see.
hold on.
I will check it
No,
every day
just
and see what
end it.
people are
Often-
talking about. But
it's
usually I
lots
spend
of
most
not
of my
safe
time
for
in the
work
actual
photos
comma.
being linked. That's for sure.
And
Halo 2, does it have a 4-person co-op?
oh shit,
yeah.
we're all in trouble. Oh my god. But anyway, yeah, we're number 1 now. Check us out there and check out our
Darn.
group. We do a weekly content update via either Lucas or Andy. So if you want your videos and you're listening to
Oh,
this
that'd
and
be
you're
cool.
part of LBF, make sure you get a message to one of those guys. Yes, do so.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Look for Podcast 21 in 2 weeks, more or less. And hopefully by then the Halo 2 co-op campaign will be up. Bye.